Good afternoon, Randomania fans and Final Fantasy Randomizer fans, and welcome to the next portion of Randomania's 2021 Tournament of Hope. I'm Caleb, and I'm joined in the booth by my good friend Lord Fizzlebeef. How are we doing, Fizzle?
I'm doing good. I'm waiting on lunch. I'm ready to go.
Awesome. I think our runners are also ready to go. We're going to get the gate dropped here in a few minutes for them, but I do want to talk a little bit about what we have in store for you over the next few hours. It's going to be a Chaos Rampage tournament. Now, many of you out there may heard of Chaos Rush. We did a whole tournament of that last year. Fizzle, what's the big difference between Chaos Rush and Chaos Rampage?
So there's two critical differences I think between Chaos Rush and Chaos Rampage. The first thing, Chaos Rush is a force party of 3. We're operating with a force party of 4. And the second big thing is we still need to go get the orbs. We have the free airship. We have the not quite in orbit experience that we have for Chaos Rush, but it's pretty really up there. But we got to go find the key items. We got to go do the Fiend dungeons. But we start with a free airship, so that makes things a lot easier.
Absolutely. And we do have 8 participants in this tournament. So at 3 o'clock, when we get this gate dropped, we're going to see 2 runners going. We're going to see our 2 races going simultaneously. On the top of your screen, we will have Rubes 000 taking on Dark Moon EX. And then on the bottom of your screen, we'll have Groggy Dog taking on Chad. And then after this race finishes, approximately 55 minutes or so from now, we're going to have our next group of racers, DVS taking on Dwight, and Sir Link-A-Lot taking on your co-op partner, Luffy DV. Should be an exciting pair of races again after this. Those runners will then move on to be the final 4. We'll do that race, and then we will move into the finals, probably a little closer to 7 p.m. And we had a little hiccup there. Dark Moon going to quickly remake his party. So you can see the top group has Fighter, Double White, Black Mage. How do you feel about this party?
So I'm not the biggest fan of white mages in the world. I feel like this is known at this point. I look at this party and I already think that unless I see a level 1 Fade, one of those white mages is just expendable out of the gate. And then if Fade isn't seen below, call it like level 4, that second white mage might also be on the chopping block. Because otherwise, I mean, the safety of having it will be nice, but I don't feel like by the time we get to Topher, our levels will be so high we might not necessarily need that much safety. Having said that, if Fade is level 1, that's basically 2 casting kind of nuke, but not really casters. Might as well just bring them along at that point.
Sure. And if you like white mages, boy, look at this second party. Thief, white, black belt, white. How do you feel about this party?
It's like the first party, but worse. So we've got Thief, which can do endgame damage, but it's kind of crit reliant. It's more hits for less damage, so you really need those crits to leverage the full potential of a Thief. And we contrast that with a black belt, which operates in its entirely different rule set, where like you take the black belt to 32 if you want it to go anywhere. Will these parties get to 32 naturally? I'm not sure. I think they might get within spitting distance of it, so it might not be the worst.
It's going to be exciting, Fizzle. I think we're ready. You and I are both holding the gates for both of these race rooms, so let's go ahead and count it down ourselves, and we'll say in like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I quit. So the gates drop. The runners are going to be going here in about 10 to 15 seconds, and translate that into the stream and all that stuff. We'll probably see these runners moving in about 20 seconds or so. So with that said, we do want to let everybody know that this is a charity tournament in support of a great cause, the Bail Project. If you want more information on that, please check out bailproject.org. You can also find the link to donate for the different tournament incentives, such as the championship race. We're looking to have 2 forced classes, and right now we're working the Thief and Red Mage are in the lead here. So top slot here, we got Lit 3, Fire 3, and then bottom we got Heal 3 and Life. It's fine. Things are fine. Things are fine.
It's okay.
And Dark Moon moving his party around, looking to, like you said, sacrifice one of those white mages to the gods of RNG and see what happens. Because we do not have level 1 Fade. We do have level 1 Life and A-Rub. A-Rub can be a useful spell in certain niche circumstances, but it has a viability.
If we're looking to avoid getting hit by first spell or second spell Quadex, A-Rub suddenly becomes really, really good. If we're having a problem with an enemy on the overworld that just spams crack out of the gate, A-Rub is really good for that. Beyond that, I kind of really would rather just have ribbons and pro rings.
And
it's not a useless spell, though.
A Katana +5 for Groggy Dog in that bottom slot, so now that promoted Thief feels a little juicier. Katana 5 is a wonderful weapon, and as Groggy, our first runner to check out Matoya's Cave, Rubes and Dark Moon both headed to Topher, and Dark Moon going to take on this Garland with a Lightning 3, should get it done. And sure enough, 107 damage from Lightning 3 is going to get it done, and Dark Moon will take his warp back to Canary Castle. We'll find out what our first 2 key items are, and then we got a doorbell, and a hat. Pretty neat. So, Chime, useful. It is required. We do need that to get into the Mirage Tower to kill Tiamat later on, and the Crown will get us another key item. So, and I don't mind early Crown because an Astos kill with these sorts of levels is so traditionally Garland plus Pirates gets you to like level 6-ish. That Astos kill might bump you up to like level 9, level 10, and at level 10 I start feeling like I can comfortably dive in any location. As the bottom, we get Chad picking up the adamant and the rod from his king and princess check. So all good items out the gate, pretty much. So 1 required and 1 fetch for both runners, for both races rather.
The thing I'm looking at is that we have plus 20% per key item. So in my mind, we got to turn in that adamant immediately. We got to turn in that crown immediately. Yeah. Although I would do Astos after Pirates, just because we can get maybe a little bit more out of the scaling with the Pirates item.
And Pirates might do us a favor here for Dark Moon and take out that top white mage and Dang, but not before the Lightning 3 goes out. So, and Dark Moon and Rubes holding hands. So I love this group of racers that we have here as Dark Moon gets the cube. So, hey, what's up? What's up, Sky Tower? At 3 minutes in, full access. Gotta love it.
Seems good.
Rubes, Groggy Dog, and Chad all have my heart because we were all a fall league team together. And Dark Moon, he and I have been racing this game, basically been in the community almost the same amount of time, going back to Spring Tournament 2019. So all racers I'm fond of. This is a lot of fun. I'm excited to see how all this shakes out. And big shout out to the Center for Competitive Forfeiting and all of its honorary board members in this race. Dark Moon, he's cool, I hear.
But. So bottom race, we've got level 2 Lightning 3 going on. And top race, we've got level 2 Nuke.
There we go. And level 2 Exit. Excellent. So level 2 Exit on the bottom for Groggy Dog. Gonna see what this level 2 Black is. We must have already seen it. Because Groggy just said, let me check out the weapon shop. Saber +5. That's a viable thief weapon early on.
Yep. The list of thief weapons is generally very short and very bad. But if you take any of that and put a +5 next to it, I'll field it. Seems good.
Absolutely. And Dark Moon going to continue his free key item tour and check out what the Crescent Lake situation has. And Chad taking advantage of the Pirates to get dead. So, and there's Rubes with TNT. So now that's TNT and Crown in the top race. You gotta love Rubes and Dark Moon basically holding hands, like trading leads, as Rubes is already in and out, and he's going to go to the next free item on the list, and that's Sarda.
Dark Moon gambling for some good information out of the level 6 black magic shops. Unfortunately, the only interesting thing I saw there was the level 6 Lightning 3.
And Groggy Dog finally going to take on Garland now that he's cleared the world, and Rubes gets a bottle from the old man.
I see all these fetch items, and it's just like, gotta turn them in now, and then I can just, like, I don't know, blow up an an imp and gain like 20 levels.
And Rube's taking a page out of Aile's book, trying to land the the airship in the river. This thing is not a pontoon, so we gotta plop it down on the proper bit of grass in front of it. And ironically enough, Astos gives us the crystal. So more fetches, and is this even randomized? Sometimes Final Fantasy randomizer races can calm themselves. Incoming in about 15 minutes, say hi to the vampire to say bye to the vampire, as Darkmoon gets his vanilla crystal. And let's see if we get a vanilla herb out of it. A canoe! How random.
If we present the canoe to the prince, does he wake up?
I mean, if you hit him hard enough with it.
Yeah.
In theory. But elves in sleep are always weird, so it's weird that he's asleep in the first place. But with that canoe, Rubes now has access to the waterfall and the Temple of Ordeals. So both locations could get... actually, let me double check the flags. I don't know if Ordeals is incentivized anymore.
Even if it's not incentivized, it's good for... Like, the amount of effort you have to expend to get levels out of it is really not that bad.
Yeah, but it does get us access to the waterfall and Onrak, which are required items. So that canoe is 100% required for this run. As the adamant turns into the tail for Groggy Dog. So with that party, I mean that's now we start to have, when do we promote?
Immediately.
Do we promote?
Immediately.
Because we have that black belt. So now you're basically committing that black belt to a life of poor MDef, but nothing a ribbon can't solve.
Right.
So.
Here's two things that are leaning me to the immediately play. Number one, we picked up a Katana +5. We can get that online starting right now. Number two, count the number of current Black Magic casters on that team. I count 0. I would really, really like to have Black Magic starting at level 15.
That's a good point. And Rubes finds Chain Armor +5 as both of our runners, again, just like they must have got the same itinerary from the world at large. As we have a little lull here. I do want to give a shout out to our first donation of the day. Lord Fizzlebeef donated $20 to and said, everybody loves Force Thief, but let's see that Force Black Belt love. Trying to give the runners a nuclear option in that final race. Love it.
Or cut down on their mages, potato.
Sure. And we got Exit and Invis 2, and Rubes checking out Spike Tiles. And Nightmare Badman, not the worst, but as long as we can get it down reasonably, and we're showing him our fancy gloves, and Badman doesn't seem to be too impressed.
So, with this level of experience scaling, I have my own cultivated list of my 10 favorite grind tiles. The list is a little bit fungible when we're at this experience level. At this experience level, it's like, is it a thing? Can I kill it in 1 to 2 rounds? Am I still getting levels per fight? It's good enough. Yeah. Nightmare Badman is good enough.
And Adamant, the top seed, kicks into the Ruby as Chad gets his chime. So everything gets a little wibbly when XP is turned up to the max. Like I've taken grinds on like single nachos and have been fine. So, all right, and there's the slab in Sarda. So we're taking the old man's Duolingo Kindle. You hate to see it. He's just trying to learn how to read.
We'll return it.
No, we won't. We don't go back to Sarda.
We return it to a different old man. It's the cycle of giving, right?
I mean, it's kind of messed up. I'm just gonna take this old man's book and be like, hey, other guy, teach me what this guy was trying to read. Why couldn't Sarda just teach me how to read?
Because Sarda couldn't read it. That's why we took it.
So lower seed gets us the key. It's pretty good. Not necessarily required for Topher here with the short Topher and Temple of Fiends alt final boss activated. So we're gonna see some pretty gnarly stuff potentially for both of these runners or both of these races. I gotta get in the habit of saying both of these races, not runners.
Both runners' races.
Yeah. All the R words.
Yeah.
Randomizer. And Grey Worms. Grey Worms behind the Nightmare Badmen.
Okay, so that's officially a bad tile.
It's fine.
Even at this scaling, pass on Grey Worms.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I lost a race to a Grey Worm grind, so I lost the race because Groggy Dog decided to take the Grey Worm grind.
Ooh.
So, and I think you did commentary for that race many years ago, as in like a couple weeks ago.
Right. Time is a mystery. Who knows what anything means?
So the bottom seed, Chad finds another Katana +5, this time in the Northwest Armory. Question from chat from Gregory Puff, who's racing who? So if you look at the layout, we have verses between the runners that are racing each other. So Rubes versus Darkmoon, Groggy Dog versus Chad. Trying to make that as clear as possible, but, you know, appreciate the heads up. And Darkmoon, with his grinds, it looked like he was like level 18, so both the top runners near similar levels. Rubes clearing the armory, and Groggy Dog gets his herb. All right, gonna gold bracelets +5 for 4,500 gold.
So I'm looking at the bottom screen right now, and I'm looking at a Wizogre Groger fight, and I'm wondering if this is a temporary grind or if we're trying to make something out of this.
And Rubes finds one of my favorite spells on an item and gets a zap sword here. And we're going to now zap the Nightmare Evilmen, arguably the more advanced version of the Nightmare Badmen fight. And this is much better experience. The Evilmen give us a sizable jump in XP from their bad counterparts.
Zap has an okay effectiveness rate against the Nightmares. Unfortunately, I believe Evilmen are MDef capped, so that Zap is 3 and 256 on them.
And I do want to give a shout out. We got a couple more donations come in as our runners are exploring the world. Darkmoon going to go turn in his bottle. Jonathan Yoshi with a $20 donation saying, White Mage for the win. And Chanigan with a $10 donation with a heart. Big art to Chanigan. Thanks for the donation. Harm 3. Going to work pretty well here for Chad on these undead in the Earth Cave.
Ooh, Darkmoon picks up very cheap purchasable Oxyale in Gaia.
That's huge. So everything rolled kind of nice here for this top seed. Buckler +3, gold bracelets +5. It's a shame we don't have a red mage in this, because that would be pretty good. As Darkmoon gets his rod from the fairy, and that means
that's go mode.
That is go mode. Yeah, we got rod, we got Oxyale, we got chime, cube, and canoe. So that's all we need, because key is not required for these Temple of Fiends. So Darkmoon with a sizable advantage here with key items, and Rubes is a little bit behind the ball here. Is going to have to catch up with just these turn-ins, but Darkmoon with his key item go mode going to begin his grind. But first we're going to find $74. So I guess we're not comfortable with the stuff that we found, and we're going to want a little bit more as Rubes plunders the volcano deeper, and we're going to go maybe take out Carrie with, or check out what's on the Agama and Red Dragon tile, perhaps?
So there is an incentive in here. Rubes might be thinking, okay, so I'm down like half the items I need to beat the game. Maybe one of them is in here. And while we're in here, we can open a bunch of boxes, look for other things that will help us out, look for stuff like bracelets, free pro rings, better weapons, stuff like that. In terms of like number of boxes to location, and for like time spent, I feel like Volcano is really only second to Mirage Sky, but Mirage Sky is scary.
Yeah. And little does Rubes know that he just needs to go to Gaia, and that will get him his go mode. So a little bit of time lost here, but if we're able to get rid of Carrie on this dive, I feel like it kind of washes out, because then that forces us to just go to Gaia and see what's there. And then we'll hit go mode. We won't feel as bad for doing as much in the volcano as we did because, hey, we at least got an orb out of it. And Darkmoon in the same boat going to get that Zap Sword. And hopefully we'll see him take this dive as well as Chad is on his horse into the corporate offices of Final Fantasy Randomizer and is on his way to speak to his manager. It's time for his annual review. He's going to get promoted. So he's got to play hardball with these dragons. You got to show your worth. That firm handshake. And we're going to equip that katana as Rubes gets a tail. So, pretty good. Pretty good for the top rate. I would say it's better for Rubes and Darkmoon to get the tail than Chad and Groggy just because they have the black belt dilemma. But
I think I disagree because I like the as soon as we promote, we get our black caster because hitting 15 is going to be the easiest thing in the world. Now we're going to have a reliable AoE, so now we can actually get our grind online and do stuff. And then maybe after that, consider like leveling the black belt, and then just find a ribbon for it. Whatever, it's fine.
All right, Rube's going to take on Carrie here, and we're building a wall around our light warriors, Biff, and we're going to swing and we're going to pump some nukes. So we'll see how susceptible Carrie is to getting a microwave bounced off her face. 382 damage, pretty good nuke roll there. The sword follow-up not so strong as we get a little bit of a PowerPoint delay here for Rubes as Darkmoon coming back in, but Agama's with glance. Yikes.
So that's not a good. Ordinarily, I would be all about either the 4 Agama tile or the R Giant 3 Agama tile. Not when glance is in play.
Yeah, glance is not what you want to see, even if it is just a glance. As Rubes lights his fire orb and is headed to Gaia, we'll get his key item go mode. And we got another donation, this time from Danny. Who needs a white mage when you have black mages? Thank you for the donation, Danny. A $10 donation. Appreciate that.
It's a good opinion. I wonder where she got it from.
You're corrupting the youth of FFR, Fizzle. Run whatever party you're comfortable. We got Dwight hanging out with us in chat. Saw him pumping the white mage love. I'm a fan of the white mage. I like to bring one. I would say I'm more of a fan of the white double black than the standard rainbow loadout. As Rubes hits his key item go mode, and Darkmoon just behind him in the volcano clearance. So both of these runners, once Darkmoon finishes up Carrie, we're going to get a real idea of what's separating these two as far as time. All right. Rubes making the play into the Mirage Tower. Love it.
Looks like we're bypassing the first floor, heading straight up the tower. I wonder if Rubes has looted enough gear that he feels comfortable just going for it at this point.
And we have Game Boy F9, the tournament organizer, the Randomania CEO, if you will, I guess, pointing out that the money tracker you're seeing on screen updates like once an hour. So right now, it's currently, as we get another donation, this time a $50 donation from Dwight, White Mage equals Best Mage. Thank you, Dwight. And that throws us up to $1,171 of the $2,000 goal. So big shout out. Thank you so much, Dwight, for that $50 donation. All right. Rube's going to see what the tile is. Did I call that, Fizzle, or did I call it? We're about to say, we're not going to say goodbye to the vampire. Vampire's going to say goodbye to us. This throws out damage poison. Vampire choosing to be a little cheeky today.
Every once in a while, the vampire, much like Lich, will sometimes fight back and then fall over because it's vampire.
But Lord Fizzlebeef, Chad's thief just resurrected his party. How could that be?
What?
Oh my god. That's so weird, right? We have Blur's classes on.
Oh, we do have Blur's classes on. I forgot. I only saw the Blur things for the top race. I missed it.
Oh no. So the top race blurses, we have those fighter with an extra 10 agility, but minus 10 strength. The white mages get an extra 10% hit and lose 10 agility. And those black mages started out with an extra 80 HP and for the price of 5 luck. So, and the bottom seed, we have the thief with level 1 white spells. So, really awesome to get that access to life, but lose out on 15 strength. The white mage with plus 40 agility, but no bracelets. So White Mage very susceptible to damage as Rubes takes on the Tiamat up here with, and we're throwing some bracks around. The Black Belt gets plus 10 agility and loses 10 vitality, and the White Mage, that's it.
So some of the strongest, I think one of the strongest blursings there is when you take a melee class and you give them level 1 white or level 1 black, or even better yet, you give them like knight spells or thieves or ninja spells. That can really take like kind of an A or B class and put it like S plus, because now they can just do everything potentially in the early game and
climb
sometimes even
every
in the
mountain.
late game. Yeah.
All right, we have another donation. This time, another one of your proteges, Luffy, coming in with a $5 donation saying Black Mage equals Best Mage. We got a mage fight brewing here. So
I mean,
get
it's
those
not really
donations in if you want to keep this mage war going.
I mean, the black mage is the best mage because it's oops all damage, and then if you just do the damage and then you win. This is easy.
This is true. I mean, by that logic, though, I think the red mage would have to, just for how versatile it can be, is a strong contender for a best mage as well, and that they get access to so much black magic and a good amount of white magic. As we get another $10 donation, this time from Jat2980, saying Black Mage is the best mage. Shots fired. All right, then we're gonna see what this top vampire can do. Bottom vampire was scary with that damage poison. Harm 3 gonna roll it for 132. Fire 3 gonna back it up, so that's a total of like 400 damage and 2 spells. And
Dark Moon picks up the key. Vampire. It's there, and then you cast 2 spells, and then it's not there.
Let's see if Groggy Dog sees the damage poison. We're gonna pump some Harm 3s out, and there's the damage poison. So we do see the vampire's bag of tricks as Shanigan with another $5 donation said, "Don't need a mage if you bring a black belt." That's a good point as well. Thank you for the donation, Shanigan.
Black belt best mage.
It's cast the ultimate spell. Damage. So Groggy Dog gets a crystal from the box here. We're still looking for Cube and Oxyale in this bottom seed. So, are we going to have some troll key items? This top seed, Rube's showing a little item insecurity, checking some boxes in Cardia. I'm sure Burt Reynolds would have some words about how many boxes he's opening down here.
And on Chaos Rush, I feel like you have to go into these with a general idea of how many boxes you're going to open total. And that box count is usually a double-digit number, and not a very high one at that.
All right, so Chad with the Earth Orb lit, and Groggy looking to catch up here. As Chad having a significant amount of key items over Groggy, and possibly a slight lead. I don't know where our levels are sitting, but Groggy, a traditional slow and steady runner, is very methodical in his routing and playthrough, so he will, if he's behind, he'll catch up quickly. As Dark Moon going to try to light his Earth Orb and join the 2 Orb Club along with Rubes. All right. And Hold coming out from the Lich up here. That 4 hits for 7 damage.
He just wants a hug.
Just hold me. Don't harm me. Let me hold you. As a nuke rolls through and just blows up and ruins Lich's cuddling plans. You hate to see it. All right. Groggy Dog with his canoe pickup from the crystal. Rubes methodically and efficiently already onto the sea dungeon. Looking for a Kraken has how many legs? 8, 10? How many legs do Krakens have?
I'm gonna go with 8.
I'm gonna go with 9. gonna hedge a little bit here.
Yeah,
Got a +3 buckler.
It's a mythical creature. They might have forgotten to count.
Yeah, it might be asymmetrical.
Yeah.
Not all animals are symmetrical, right? As Dark Moon talks to a dragon about a promotion, and so he's like 26, 23 on most of his light warriors. The white mage up front only level 11, so. But that white mage was not really paying attention for most of the run.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, good.
One thing I want to point out at this point right now is what the difference in party forcings can have for the difference in how long it takes to get through a run. Because on top, we've got one black caster. Bottom, we have no black casters. On the bottom, we're looking at both runners having an orb done, with one kind of working on the second. On top, both runners have 2 orbs done, working on their third. And that's the difference between like having a reliable source of lightning 3, ice 3, whatever, and not.
Yeah. Although Chad's Thief is able to throw some magic now, so and it looks. I don't know if the Moogles on Groggy Dogs. I do love the sprites. I can't tell if they're promoted or not. I think they are.
I believe they are. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, just by nature of what the thief is wearing the silver +1, that is something only a ninja can wear, not a thief itself. So.
Yep.
All right, Rube's gonna take on Kraken here. Gonna put White Mage up front, spam some heal 3s, and see what Kraken's all about. We're gonna start with the walls and the level 2 Brack.
Yeah. Wall goes off on the knight. Brack goes out, ineffective. Incoming punch, 3 hits for only 100 damage. Wall goes off. Not much to worry about from the Kraken's offense. Swing happens. Unsure about the damage there. We're going to try some Zap strats, some Brack strats. Brack goes out first. Ineffective. Outgoing Zap. Ineffective. 5 hits for 36 damage against that knight. Counterattack, 4 hits for 64 damage. Not much going on in the melee department in this fight. We're going to try some more Zap and Brack. Zap goes out. Ineffective. Brack. No Brack. Swing.
No Brack.
4 hits for 64. And there was a crit in there. That incoming 4 for 207 against the white mage. We're going to try some more. We're going to do some healing. We're going to get kind of a little low. Heal 3 goes off first. Good turn order. Brack goes out. Broken into pieces.
That happened.
We did the Brack.
Chad gets a ruby, and Darkmoon got his adamant out of the vanilla adamant out of Sky. I think based on the sword sprite, it looks like Rubes is swinging like a rune sword. So that would probably be why he's still opening boxes, looking to have something a little bit better than a rune sword would be good. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the Masa or the Vorpal or the Excal. Like with weapon blushes, if we get like an ice +5, we could probably make that work.
Honestly, at this point, I would start looking at the store. Like if I see a silver sword with a plus next to it, or a cat claw with a plus next to it, just take those and go.
Yeah, cat claw is a low-key really good weapon if we have fast and tempers, or a source of saber for the knight to spam. But we're gonna go see what the translated slab turns into. I do know we have a incentive Masa, so might be worth checking out. As Darkmoon prepares for Tia 1 here. We're gonna fight, we're gonna swing, we're gonna wall, and we're gonna, I'm assuming, Brack. Nope, we're gonna temper. Okay. Going
Melee
for damage.
Strats. White Mage Punch, 1 hit, 1 damage. Swing, 2 hits for 42. That's why the tempers are going out. Temper goes out now, wall's gonna go out. Do we have access to fast? I don't believe I've seen it yet. We're gonna wall the Black Mage just in case, and we're just gonna keep spamming temper. No, we're gonna switch to Brack. We saw that melee's not going anywhere. Brack, ineffective. Wall, we've walled the Black Mage. Swing. 4 hits for 5 damage. That's why we're relying on Brack. Top White Mage goes for a nap. We're gonna try some wall. A little bit more Brack strats. Brack. Ineffective. Wall is going to continue giving our whole party resistances just in case Tia finds a spell list. 2 hits, 2 damage out of the melee machine. We're going to try one more Brack. Broken into pieces.
Woo! And so Rube's checking out the magic, because we don't have a slab in the top seed, and picks up fast at level 8.
Ugh.
Ooh. So
Ouch.
we're going to have those levels just by the nature of the LOL XP that we have. As Rubes dives his final dungeon, and Darkmoon going to do a little administrative work before we head into OnRack to do our final dungeon up there. And in the meantime, as Groggy's working his grind, Chad's working on his next location, we do have another $25 donation, this time from Rob Draven, or Rob D. Raven. Got to give them some boom since I did kind of push for that Warmech, but in the spirit of trolling, here's to having no sweepers for the first 3 levels. Make them earn the win, you know? So, interesting point that Rob brings up. Thank you for the $25 donation. In the final race here, the championship match for this tournament, we have a required Warmech, which will make that early skydive particularly spicy, as Warmech shares a skill and spell pool with Chaos and the Fiends Revisited. So we won't be seeing necessarily an early dive of the sky dungeon then.
So Chad in Mirage Tower ran into a pack of vampires, unluckily ate 2 damage poisons before he was able to get out. But, and I will give credit to white mages on this, when level 1 heal 3 is a thing, boy is it a thing.
Yeah, it saves so much time from having to go in and just mini those heal pots. Alright, Rube's already onto the Lich floor as Darkmoon shores up his level 5 magic. Chad into the Sky Cave, accidentally walked the wrong way. I do that all the time. Feels bad. As Rube's onto Lich. And that sword now doing some damage, but it's like, no, I just want to hug you. And holds Biff in place as Harm 3 comes out and the zap bounces off the sparkly hug machine that is Lich. We're going to try to zap him again. Just get off our friend. No, he doesn't want to do it. Harm 3 rolls in for 66 damage, and now Lich going to put people to sleep. Just really rude. So Lich going with the crowd control strats. Kind of works, but the Black Mage's nuke gets through and takes it out. Alright, so Rube's all 4 orbs lit, heading into Topher. Darkmoon heading up to Onrak and going to knock out the Sea Shrine. But first we're going to see maybe what's in Dwarf Locked, because we still want a better sword. And Opal plus 5, we must have had a similar or better than that. As Rubes gets his slab, I don't know if we're going to see that to fruition. And is Groggy checking spike tiles and ice, looking for a better grind. I wonder if Ice Cave not incentivized, so interesting play here for, it's a gamble for Groggy for sure.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different grind tiles in Ice Cave, so it's worth a chance. But then sometimes you run into something like this, the Wiz Vampire pack, where all the vampires have damage poison.
We get lucky though and get through the whole fight before we see a damage poison. No, we saw at least one then, looks like. Or Luke just got blown up. But meanwhile, Rubes in the Volcano Armory digs up a ribbon and a Fog 2 stick as Darkmoon gonna check out the waterfall, so gonna hope that his incentive moss is here on Marcy the Robot. And
any interesting prizes in the TOF boxes? Unsure. The only ones I saw were, I think, an Opal hat and $19.
But we're already on the Lich too. And Harm 3 comes in for 238. Zap comes out from Lich, so that's spicy. And we're just immediate reset, so maybe go in and check the other side this time. As we have another donation that we're going to keep trying to punch through Lich. Alright. I'll get to the donation here in a second.
We're going to try swing. 2 hits, 36. Incoming zap. Is it the same as last time? 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3. Lich is really, really mad about not being able to hug earlier. He's showing us the door to the 4th dimension. Incoming zap. Are we going to do a hat trick? He sure is.
We did it! We did it! Alright, so while Rubes is working on his hockey skills, we do have another donation to read off. Reese with the $10 donation. Punch Mage, Best Mage, BB Hype. All the black belt love coming out.
Harm 3 for 83. Nuke for 298. We're gonna try some wall strats. We managed to wall one of the white mages. 4 hits for 139. Lich still there. Party still there. Outgoing Nuke for 312.
Right.
Down goes Lich 2.
So, fun, spicy thing. It's all 4 Fiendry fights on both sides. So, Rube's going to see Carrie next. And can't even afford to take a step without seeing Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to open up with some swings and wall and fog and nuke.
Outgoing swing, 4 hits for 190. Fog 2, we're going to get a little bit more armored on this party, just in case Carry 2 does some melee stuff. Wall goes off. It's the melee stuff, 4 hits for 124 against a white mage. We're going to think about things for a bit. Next round, outgoing nuke. Oh.
Alright, Darkmoon checks the C instead of it gets the herb, so. And Rube's working the vampire grind. Interesting that both seeds have vampires and ice. Oh no, we lost a. Rube's stream went down, so we're going to work on getting that back up. All right.
So meanwhile, Darkmoon continuing through C while still digging boxes, probably looking for a sword of some description. Meanwhile, in the Groggy Dog v Chad matchup, looks like Groggy Dog is settling on this vampire pack. That is a gutsy grind. That is a gutsy grind.
Groggy is like I said, he's a gambler, so he must figure that he's got the tools to survive whatever badness could come out of this.
Mm-hmm. Like, I respect it. This is a tile.
Mm-hmm. As we get Rube's stream back up, and you see our diligent restreamer Jay Scheidel working to get this stream back up, and Rube's gets through Carry 2 and is on to Kraken.
Meanwhile, on the bottom, just want to give an update. Chad, having found the Oxiel in Waterfall, is now in go mode.
All right. So don't forget to check out the charity. This tournament is supporting the Bail Project, thebailproject.org. It's a good charity looking to help folks struggling with bail and sort of ending the cash bail system. It's an interesting charity and it deserves some attention. So as we're working to get Rubes back up, we had him for a second, and there he's back, and we're still on Kraken 2. So Kraken 2 proving to be quite the pill as Darkmoon makes his way. But I wonder if Darkmoon's going to turn in like this herb that he dug out of the Sea Shrine, and
So I feel like at this point, Darkmoon is looking for Mazza. Like, we got to do all of these incentives so we can get Mazza, because we haven't found anything else remotely serviceable.
And turning in the herb will net us Opal -5. So the hunt continues.
Opal, worth noting that Opal -5, I believe, is the same as a gold bracelet, like bog standard gold bracelet.
I actually think it's worse.
It's somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah, it's close. I mean, it will have the evasion penalty on it, so. But we got that Heal 2 shirt working. As Chad lights his 4th orb as Groggy making his way back from the Lefinians, still looking for Oxiel and Cube. We'll need to go to, let me double check our tracker notes. Adamant will turn into the Cube, and Oxiel came from the Waterfall. So not not the most ideal key item placement, as Darkmoon gets his Lefanish Masa, so the heat is on for Rubes. If he continues to struggle in this Topher, Darkmoon should have a much simpler time with it. With that heavy sword coming through. Masa, and it when it rolls positive, is real good. As Chad already into Topher, already through Lich 2. Chad looking to show up as former teammate Groggy Dog here, as Groggy gets a ribbon -3, so not the worst.
2 punches, well, a punch and a slash against carry 2 for right up around, I believe it was 900 damage, and carry 2 was still there. That's an up-rolling carry 2, but we don't have to worry anymore because a single other punch takes it down onto Kraken 2. It's just nothing out of the white mage because it's already face down. 3 hits for 22 out of the black belt, 2 hits for 143 out of the ninja. We're going to switch to nuke strats out of the ninja. No, we're not, because it's taking a nap as well. Punch, 4 hits for 375. Can we make it? Can we go the distance? 5 hits for 164. Nope, incoming punch with poison touch. This is a melee-only Kraken, and that is a face-down party.
All right, we're going to check the TOF tile, as Rube's taking on Tia 2, Darkmoon taking on Carry 2, and it looks like Groggy must have had the cube because he's in Sky, so a lot of stuff happening. Big shout out to Reese and Shadowed for doing the tracking for us. A lot of stuff going on. Not the easiest race to track with different seeds going on, but Tiamat eats a nuke for 310, and you can see how quickly Darkmoon is caught up already on the Kraken 2. That Masa 3 worth its weight in gold.
All right, so we're operating with Alt Final Boss, and we're about to get our first peek at our first alternate boss. What is Rubes going to find? Place your bets now.
Undead and friends. Fun dead. Fun dead. Fun dead.
Yes, it's the Fun Dead pack. 2 Lich 2s and 4 Phantoms. Otherwise known as cast harm 3 until well done.
Yep.
First harm 3 goes out. Second harm 3 is going out.
All of a sudden, that second white mage feels a lot better, as Doc eats a punch from the Phantoms and survives to get the nuke off, and all...
Only one Phantom went down out of that nuke.
Let's hope for a better turn order this time. Harm 3, this might take out another Phantom if we get an up roll. There we go. And unfortunately, Doc gets taken out. Zap rolls through, and the punches are hitting harder and harder. We're going to try another. Oh, and now it's just, this isn't good. As Rubes takes an unfortunate wipe, and Darkmoon in a much better position here as he clears Tia 2. So Darkmoon could take down Rubes here. So as Chad punching his way through Kraken, trying to
the hunt for something, possibly either a Mazza or a ribbon, as Darkmoon rounds the corner. Is going to get his crack at the Fun Dead.
Yeah. So if he follows that slab, it will get him his Masa, but is it too little too late, as Darkmoon pulls the Undead Fun Dead, and he's going to pump some harm 4, so shoring up that level 5 magic.
First nuke goes out. Nothing spectacular, only one thing rolling above 200. Harm 4 goes out. About the same damage as the nuke did. Swing goes out. Doesn't do much. Here comes the zap. But the Black Mage survives. No, it doesn't. The zaps the punches took it out. We've got just the solo fighter. It turns out that Lich can cast other spells besides zap. The second one is Fire 3, and down goes Darkmoon. So I'm looking at this, and there's a couple things I want to point out. Number one, that top white mage that he had no spells.
Yeah.
So go to the store, buy harm 3, like pronto.
Yeah. And Chad's gonna pull our second alternate final boss, and it's Double Dragon. So a better roll of the RNG here for the bottom seed. I'm sorry to cut you off there, but
this fight is basically designed for this forced party. Punch goes out, 8 hits for 609, 5 hits for 355. The carry dragon is still there, but we're gonna split our damage. Katana goes out. 7 hits, 705. Gary Dragon no longer there. 6 hits for 141. The Tia Dragon is there, but I suspect for not much longer. Slash, 6 hits for 330. Paunch, 5 hits for 232. Really weird to see a Katana outpacing a black belt. 6 hits for 275 out of the Paunch. 7 hits for 366 out of the Ninja. Not long for this world for this Tia 2 Dragon. We're going to do some quick heal 3 just to make sure we don't get any surprises. As a Punch, 5 hits for 31. Tia 2 still there. Fire 3 basically undoes that healing we just had. Slash, 6 hits for 287. Down goes Tia 2. On our bottom race, Chad wins with official GG race time of 45 minutes and 35 seconds. GG to him.
Huge win for Chad. I'm super proud of him. Like, I know Groggy is a great competitor. I'm sure they're exchanging wonderful pleasantries in the race room. We have our Center for Competitive Forfeiting chat where all three of these runners, with the exception of Darkmoon, have been sort of racing and sort of sharing notes and supporting each other. So big GGs to Chad. Well played. And Groggy just unfortunately took a couple sort of like routing decisions, I think, is what the big difference here is. Rube's back into Topher with that Masa, hopefully with enough adjustments to change the outcome here for him.
Reading backstage, Chad and Groggy are apparently a little upset with what I rolled for them.
It happens.
Uh-huh.
All right, Rubes and Darkmoon, real race going here, and Rubes taking on Carrie Lich for Darkmoon. So if you like what you see, don't forget to donate. We're going to be here for the next few hours, and that Zap comes out again and takes out our nuke bot in Davis, and Rubes working on Carrie 2, throwing nukes of his own. Carrie rolls out a Blizzard. It's fine. And we're going to have both runners pulling or fighting Carrie 2 here as Rubes punches through with that Masa for over almost 900 damage there. All right. And Kraken 2 now for, looks like both the runners. Missed the damage for the swing, so we don't, but didn't saw that damage. So 9 hits from Kraken for 338. Fast comes out from Kraken, or lands on Biff. All right. We're going to switch to Cures, and we're going to throw some Tempers, and we're going to get that Masa working. 7 hits, 638. All right, Cure 3's coming out. And we lost Biff, so big damage there. So we're going to make an adjustment here. We're going to go to Zaps, and I would imagine nukes.
Zap goes out, ineffective. Nuke going out for 190. Kraken 2 still there. Fog 2, we got to defend ourselves against this melee if it swings in. 10 hits for 407. We didn't get enough of it going, and we lost the Fog 2 caster. What are we going with next? Some heals, perhaps? And a nuke. Heal 2 shirt goes off. Gonna try and get our health as high as we can get it. Nuke goes out. For 352, Kraken 2 still there. A Lightning 2, basically a free round at this point. We're gonna try Zappin'. Nope, we're gonna try Shirt and Nuke. Heal 2 to undo that Lightning 2 damage. Nuke goes out.
And Darkmoon through, and that's a reset for Rube. So Darkmoon here with the lead going into Tia 2, but will he have enough to survive this Fun Dead? All right, I'm gonna, and Rube's back in. So Fizz, I'm gonna pass the reins to you. I'm gonna get the seeds going for the next group of races that we're gonna have coming up very soon.
Darkmoon on Tia 2, Rubes on Lich 2. Rubes manages to get through without any Zap shenanigans, as Darkmoon is swinging 200 damage. We're gonna try some Invis 2 to try and prevent some of that melee from taking hold. Top White Mage is still going to do fight strats. We're going to wall that Knight just in case, and we're going to do some nuke. outgoing swing. 5 hits for 255. Down goes Tia 2. Dark Moon is going to get another crack at the alt final boss, as Rubes is still working on carry 2. Are we going straight in? No healing? No, we're going to do some healing. Healing is probably good at this point because we want what I assume to be a freshly spell charged top white mage to be spamming some heal 3 goodness. Here we go. Here goes a harm 3. And we're going to try some mute, an interesting play, followed by harm 4 and a nuke. Nuke goes out. 300, 300, 300. So many hits above 300. That's pretty good for us. The mutes missed both of the Lich 2s. Incoming zap takes out all 3 mages.
Oh no. That's no muy bueno.
This is not good. Dark Moon considering, are we going to try and fight this through? Nope, we're going to reset. We're going to try it again. Rubes on the Kraken 2 fight.
And I think the top runners are going to have harsher words for me than the bottom runners had for you. As Groggy Dog and Dark Moon, sort of before the race started in the Discord, had a gentleman's agreement that they would donate $2 for every character who died during their run, and Groggy Dog with a $34 donation saying, paying my dues. So GG, Groggy Dog. Thank you so much for the $34 donation.
Rubes continuing the assault against Kraken 2. Is that a reset out of Dark Moon? We're gonna cast our last fast against the knight on this Tia 2 fight. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say big thing for Dark Moon here as we're laying on the the title screen. As Rube's working on Tia 2, this is like the 4th or 5th time.
Yeah, we're actually through this time. The big hang-ups seem to be Kraken 2 and then Lich 2. Because Kraken 2 keeps swinging for big melee and Lich 2 with that zap.
And it looks like we lost Dark Moon's stream here. Looking at the race tournament, and we lost the purple icon. So Dark Moon stream down as Rube's working on see what the new strategy here. We're going to open up with Fog 2, Wall, and Nukes. Phantom's punching though, punching hard, and the zap comes out before the walls are built, but everyone stays up.
Everyone stays up. Alright. Black Mage, Turbo Wall. Nuke goes out. 1 big 300, 2 big 300s. We've lost the other mages, but we still have that lone Black Mage hanging on. Gonna try a little bit more nuke, but no, we aren't, because the Phantom gets there first. Reset for Rubes.
Oh no. So Rubes and Dark Moon have been bouncing against this Topher for a while now, and it looks like Dark Moon has left and said, I need more levels. So big shout outs to Jay Scheidel for keeping up, as our runners seem to add a little, we'll blame it on their internet. As now Rube's struggling with his party on just the vanilla Lich 2.
It's that turn 1 zap. The double turn 1 zap is lethal if we're only just operating with hopes and dreams.
Yeah, this is going to be a struggle for both these runners to get through here.
So Rube's on to the carry 2 fight. We got our walls going up. We got our fog 2s going up. Meanwhile, Dark Moon is just doing a party grind, I think.
Maybe get some innate MDef and HP to survive Phantom Punches.
I would be more betting on this as a play for MDef. Because the Phantoms aren't hitting for all that much. Because I think we saw that if we roll fine, like a harm 3 and a harm 4 and a nuke will take down the Phantoms most of the time. So that's really only 2 rounds. So all we need to do is just survive those 2 rounds, and we need the MDEF to do that.
Yeah. All right, Fog 2 coming out against this Kraken 2. We're still not out of the woods yet. I mean, Lich 2 is a problem, but this Kraken 2 is also kind of beefy, but the Masa 3 seem to address those concerns after we found a good sword and we stopped swinging that rune sword. Now, with Dark Moon's party grind, would you keep it as a 3-person grind, or would you wake Dang up for this?
I would probably keep it as a 3-person grind, because that other white mage is so far behind. Yes, it may get some MDEF, but really all it's doing is sapping levels away from the other 3, and all we want it to do is cast a harm 3 before it falls over. So I agree with keeping it a 3-person grind for this, I think.
All right,
so Rubes Rubes through Kraken 2 with a big mighty 7 hits for 800 damage swing out of that Maza. Rubes on to Tia 2, which I don't recall seeing anything terribly hazardous.
Now, Tia 2 was one of the not really anything worth fretting over. As Dark Moon continues his grind, this is the best formation that he could have hoped for here, with the double Evilman double Nightmare. But Rubes gonna crank that lever on the alt final boss slot machine and see what happens this time with those zaps. Would you go dig around for like something like Cake, or would you just stick to damage for dealing with because the Phantoms can be dealt with evasion and absorb, because looks like they don't have a script.
Because the white mages are leaning on harm spells, I would go with nuke. Single Quake by itself is going to be too RNG reliant, but if we can stack more damage on top of the white mage damage, then we can probably get through. Oh, hey, Phantoms have cremate.
Yeah, I was going to say, what if I lied and the Phantoms do have a script and they open with cremate? So, not ideal, but we get the Alpha Strike here. We get all of our AoEs out before the Liches go. And we're opening with a Lich Punch and Ink, so optimal. This could be a good fight here. This could be a good battle for Rubes, as we're going to get another chance to get all of our spells off. And the Zap takes out our Nuke caster, but we get one of the Liches. Here comes a Harm 4, and that gets it done. Rubes takes it down with an official Racetown time of 58 minutes, 18 seconds. So GG's to Rubes. Unfortunately, we're up against the clock here, so we're not going to be able to get any of our runners in here for an interview. We're going to go right into the next batch of races, as Dark Moon has bowed out of the race. Thank you so much for tuning in for the first round. Thank you, Lord Fizzleby, for joining me in the booth. Any final thoughts on the Chaos Rampage or the Tournament of Hope?
The randomizer giveth, and the randomizer taketh away.
Yeah, it's not always this.
It's not always this.